Hey, Fee. Oh, let's get all this positioned, okay? Hi, everyone. Get my lighting right, make sure nothing's shaking. Good evening, everyone. How are we doing? Hey, Claire. Natalia Altai is on. Anyone think she'd design some plates? How are we doing? Hi, Robin. Hi, Ellie. Hey, Suzanne. It's great to see everyone. Look, 43 already. Been live for seconds. Amazing. How's everyone doing tonight? Giving you a little sneaky peek to start with of some of the designs we're going to be looking at. Della's loving it already. Hi, Della. How excited are we about this launch? Oh, Kathy's online with hearts in her eyes. So Catherine Bennett, for those of you who can see her, she is my crazy lady who always comes in with a demand. I'm not even going to say a request, Kathy, it's a demand. She will quite happily come in and say, Gemma, I need wicked nails, or Gemma, I need nails to match this medal, or Gemma, I need nails to match this particular charity's logo. And that's what I do, which is really cool. So I'll be posting some later that we've done using the stamping plates, and yeah, she is responsible. Hi, Jenny Smith. How's everyone doing this evening? We all good? As usual, I'm having a nervous coffee. Oh my word, watching from holiday in Gran Canaria. Thank you so much, Karen, for sharing that with us. Jealous. Hi, Jenny Smith. How you doing, babe? Great stuff. Okay, well, we've got some bodies, which is all good. So I am actually going to say hi. Mainly because Mini PT, God love her, did my eyeshadow. So it'd be rude not to say hi, wouldn't it? Hi. Let's give that a little shimmy. Yet another amazing cardigan with stars on. Not green this time, Fee, I'm sorry. So we've got Fee on this evening. She's going to be fielding some calls. Well, calls, messages, questions, etc. And posting and links to things that I've mentioned or stuff that you guys want to know how to buy. Because we all have to spend, don't we? Claire's got her peppermint tea at the ready. I am normally all over the peppermint tea, but not when it's live. Then I'm like, give me the coffee, give me the coffee. Yeah, Jenny Smith says, oi oi Fee. Can we all have a big oi oi for Fee, please? Yeah, because Fee, although she's not presenting this to you, which you know is normally her place, she is on and she's going to answer your questions, which is amazing. God love her. So yeah, lots of oi ois for Fee, please. Yeah, lots of love hearts. Oh, Fee's giving herself an oi oi. Yeah, all right. We can do that. That's good. Okay, so last time I was on was, I can get this pretty much accurate, 5 weeks ago yesterday, because 5 weeks ago tomorrow was when I had my operation, and I have spent most of the last 5 weeks trying not to do too much. Not easy, to be fair. I do too much all the time, but I have actually sat down a bit and done not a lot when I've been painting and playing with these new stamping plates, which are beautiful. I'm loving all the oi-ois. They're still going. How am I doing? Thank you so much, Kerry. You're so sweet. I'm doing okay. Yeah, I'm doing all right. Physically, I'm healing amazingly on the outside. Like, I can't even believe how tiny my incisions are, and the surgery went well. I didn't do well under anaesthetic. Happens. It's how I am all the time, unfortunately. But yeah, physically healing, I think, brilliantly. And then I get reminded that internally there's stuff going on that means I shouldn't be doing things like lifting the dogs and lifting the kettle and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm doing really well. Thank you. Oh, Jenny froze. Did anyone else freeze? No one else froze, I hope. We all good? I don't want anyone frozen before we start doing fun stuff and start looking at the plates. So everyone's had a good chance to have a look at them, hopefully online. Have any of you ordered them today? We had some orders going through today. I know when I saw these, I was so excited. Marketing sent out the images to us all to show us what was coming up, and I literally replied with, I'm so excited, I love all of these so much. And yeah, that's just me all over. I mean, I love a bit of stamping, we all know I do. I actually really love crafting, and I do all sorts of bits really. I do some sewing, some crochet recently I've started doing. I do some cake decorating, all sorts of things, but I wouldn't classify myself as being an amazing artist. It's never something that I've had amazing confidence to try doing. I like doing brush lettering, I like doing all sorts of bits and pieces, but yeah, I don't really go in for, I don't know, painting a big picture of someone or a portrait. So I love stamping because it's simple, it gives you loads and loads of options, and we can have great fun with it. So the designs I'll show you tonight, you can all be reassured, if I can do them, you can do them. I like, realistically anyway, in the salon, I like nail art that is easy to produce, simple to replicate as well, because I like things to look uniform, not necessarily identical nail to nail. I actually like a bit of a differentiation. If you look on my Instagram, you'll see that, at LadyPTCND. But I do like to know that everything is going to be, you know, pretty uniform across the line, and that I'm not going to have, when I'm painting, a squiggle that goes wrong. And that's where the beauty of stamping comes in. So really excited to look at this. And what's super exciting this time is that we actually have some real artistry going on here, because Fee's plates, who's read Fee's blog this time? Yeah, nice little plug, Jenny, come on. Everyone follow me, please. Yeah, let's get the extra plug in. Lady PTCND. Let's get following my my new YouTube as well. There's a link on the Instagram to that as well. I'm never going to get as many followers as Jenny, but we might as well try. Yeah, who's, but what question did I ask? What question was there? That's Jenny distracting me. Has anyone read Fee's blog? If you haven't read Fee's blog, you should totally be reading it. What I love about Fee, not just because she's online now and I'm kissing her backside, but I love that when Fee has designed something like the plates, she will write a blog and she will tell us all about what her thought process was behind it. She will tell us other ways that she designed it, or what she had in mind when she designed it. So, for example, I'll show you in a minute, there was a particular plate that she had certain ideas for, and she puts all that on there so that we know where to go with it. So if we're looking for any inspiration, and I think the plates in themselves are quite inspiring anyway, and we're lucky to have social media to inspire us based on other people's work, but if we are looking for inspiration, what better inspiration can we have but a blog, which Fee's just posted the link, brilliant, but a blog from the person who designed the plates. So she can say, I designed them this way, this is how I thought they'd be great to be used. And I love that. I love that Fee's done that for us. And she does that even when it's not something she's designed. You know, she's fantastic insofar as she'll write a blog about, new colours, new glitters, all sorts of things. Just to say, this is what I've done with them, show me what you do with them. And again, we love to see stuff like that. So anything that you do when you've been inspired by one of us, please tag as many of us as you like, because I can tell you now, as education ambassadors, we never get bored of seeing posts that say, oh, I did this and I hope you like it, because that's what we live for. My personal aim is to have all of my students way better than me at everything. And that's our goal. So if you do something you're really proud of, you just know we'd love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. I love it. Fee rocks. Yeah, Fee does rock. We love Fee. Cool. Everyone knows Fee rocks. Hi, Kirsty. So yeah, we have lots and lots to look at, lots and lots to share. And I better get cracking on really, because there'll be a few that perhaps haven't seen the plates. Tut, because they've been online. And yeah. Anyone wants to chip in along the way with ideas they've got for them, then awesome. This is what this is all about. We're going to share, we're going to learn, we're going to have a chat and have some fun. Oh, different mug today. Gift from Mini PT. We love her. Great stuff. But yeah, nice to see you all. And as you see, I'm doing okay. But yeah, let's turn around now and have a little look again at the colour pops that I've done. Okay, let's just turn around. Zap. There we go. How's that looking for everyone? You'd like to see some pigment demos. I have got actually some chrome, some chameleon chrome effect pigments. So yeah, we can do that. Okie dokie. Let's have a look how that's looking. All right. Let's get me out of the way. I think you all know who I am now. Hopefully. Had enough plugs, haven't we? Okay. So, these are our Yours Summer Vibes. Look, I've got an amazing scraper card that has all of them on. But yeah, we have in this collection 3 that have been designed by Fee. And the amazing thing about this is that she has hand drawn them all for us. So even if we're not amazing artists ourselves, these have been hand drawn. And when we come to stamp them, I have to say they are so beautiful to use. And I really think that the hand stamping comes in, the hand drawing comes in. Oh, Mini PT is waving to Claire because Claire's given her a shout out. Thank you, Claire. But yeah, I think you can really tell when you print these that they have been hand drawn. They are just so beautiful. Fee has done an amazing, amazing job. You want one of these scraper cards, Kirsty? Tough. It's mine. We then have 2 from the very fabulous Dee. Dee, as many of you will know, is Yours Cosmetics. We love Dee. She's fabulous and she's very lovely. She actually did a little video showing these plates a little while ago, so you knew what was coming. And then we have 3 more down the bottom here, really boho inspired. So they are right at mine and Mini PT Street from my very talented bootcamp sister, Natalia Altai, who we also love very much and who is on tonight. So any questions for Fee or Natalia, and they are both on, which is great. It means I don't have to actually do much work. Joking. But here we go. Who's we going to see first? Gonna have a little look at Fee's plates first. Is that what we want to do? I think being as she's taking the questions tonight, it's only fair we start with Fee, isn't it? You've already had a link to her blog, so let's have a look at her plates. So we will start with Fine Line Landscape. Now, for those of you who loved Angular Fade, I know I love Angular Fade, it's stunning. This, down here at the bottom of Fine Line Landscape, is going to be similarly loved by those of you who love Angular Fade. There is a link to an Angular Fade print on my Instagram from ages ago. Fee has actually posted a recent picture that she's done. Beautiful. I think it was Peacock Plume, was it, Fee? It was definitely a stunning midnight blue. And she's printed, I think it was in white or was it silver, over the top with this. And it looked absolutely beautiful. I'm being asked if you can use the plates to stamp with pigments. I've used all sorts of Yours plates to stamp with pigments. I actually really enjoy it. It's a more subtle look than if we are stamping with polish. But yeah, you can. And you've got loads of time to play with it, of course. You can get that into those grooves. Your results will vary from pigment to pigment, but it's certainly worth a try. It's great fun. So yeah, this particular plate then, as we say, is called Fine Line Landscape. And you can see you've got these fantastic little mountains here with these beautiful dotty fade. Can everyone see the dotty fade coming off there? Which is where it's so similar to Angular Fade. Okay. Now, I've not actually used that on my colour pops this evening, but I have made use of these up here. So you'll notice on some of these plates, I've tried to go for the less obvious choices. Some of them I've just gone, yep, that's the big piece and I'll use that. But some of the plates I've just picked up little tiny sections that perhaps you might not be using quite so much. But I love anything that sort of walks and moves around the plate, really. And especially something with an edge. Fee knows this. Maybe she designed it for me, who knows. But this here we have used in our friend here. You can see. How are we doing with that? If I put my glove behind it, is that giving you a good focus? I think it is. Okay, can everyone see that? I think the glove behind it helps the camera to focus, doesn't it? Can everyone see that clearly? Okay. Let's throw some hearts up if everyone can see that for me. That'd be great. So what we have here is Offbeat Shellac. We've then stamped our design. Ah, great, people can see it. I mean, some of the designs I've done are subtle. We like that. A lot of my clients are a little more subtle in their choices. Obviously, we love an avant-garde client who likes us to go all out, but we have to cater for our subtle clients too, because it's nice to introduce them to nail art in a way that they feel comfortable with. And this one here, I've actually stamped with Creative Play. Here we go, in Hold On Bright. Okay, over offbeat. And then I've just accented with some tiny, tiny, tiny little sections of gold foil, just around that one side. So everything focuses on that one side. And again, there is a set on my Instagram that you can see where it's on actual nails. Okay. So that's what I've done from that particular plate there, which is lovely. I really like when we get little leaves and twigs and things like that. It's great. But anything with an edge to it, I really like that too. And we have that here in the centre as well. I also really like when you get flowers that you can fill in. So for those of you who saw last time when I was on for the launch of the Boho Spirit collection, I like to pick up a design and then do my reverse stamping technique, because so many of you enjoy that same technique as well, where we fill in with colour and then transfer that down onto the nail. And this is going to be fantastic for that. Really lovely. But I also really like this leaf up here. I think that's going to give a great, almost zebra-like effect. Because of course on a nail you're going to pick out sections, and I think that'll just look absolutely stunning, especially as it's got really beautiful swooping, swerving edges to it too. Are we loving that one? Let's show Fee some love if we are. Okay. Oh, the blether is on. Good evening, blether. So that's our first of Fee's plates. As I say, that's Fine Line Landscape. We then have Artful Aperture. Now, Artful Aperture, Fee has designed specifically with a technique in mind. And I'm sure some of you will have seen us on Instagram. But gosh, this plate is the plate that keeps on giving. It's one of those that you could use again and again and again and again and again and again, and for so many different things. It's awesome. Fee, you drunk some of the good stuff when you designed this one. It's fantastic. If I could press the love right now, I would. It's fab. Minnie PT's doing a little hands in a heart thing for me in the background to show me how much she loves this. Oh, it's your very favourite too. Okay, well, you know, good taste and all that. Obviously these here, they draw your eye straight away, I think. And you see these great big voids in the middle, and they have a fantastic purpose, as we see here. Okay, so here we have, I've got another one next to it with a little heart. Let's turn this round. Here we go. So both of these use the same technique. This blue one here, if I flip the plate round, has utilised that little section there. Okay, my lovely friend Catherine Bennett's wearing those at the moment, who's the crazy lady with all the requests. Yeah, so what we do is we're stamping on a design, and then these are matte top coated just because, like Fee, I love the contrast of a matte top coat. And then can we see these lovely sparkly, slightly raised cabochon effects? Yeah? Can you see that on camera? Is that coming out? Beautiful, huh? Now I will be doing this one for us this evening if everyone wants to see it, because it's really cool and super, super simple. And Minnie PT's already got one hand with it on, so it seems only fair we do it on the other hand. She's loving these. She's been to school today though, and various people have come up to her and gone, "Oh, did you only have time to do one hand, or did you just like change your mind?" Meg was like, "No, I'm modelling tonight, thanks." To which they were all like, "Yeah, right." Well, yeah, right. People watching you, Meg. It's all good. So yeah, Artful Aperture, we are loving. And that's just one reason. Okay, so those down that side, you're going to have super, super fun with. And I will show you that technique using the same technique as is on Meg's nail. We then, like I say, have similar options here. This here I really love. It's like a necklace look, multifaceted necklace. It's stunning, and I think being able to place that and place it again, shifting slightly. Fee, did you do that on a nail? Have I seen either you or Dee has used this plate to stamp, then shift slightly and stamp again in a different colour? I might have drunk too much coffee, but I'm pretty sure I've seen something like that and it looked fantastic. Natalia's saying your natural nails are to die for. This is where we go. Shh. Mini PT's natural nails aren't particularly strong, but a certain little CND friend that we just put a thin layer over is keeping them nice and strong for us. But she's got a beautiful shape to her nails, so long as we can get the strength in. Yeah, double stamp over Vagabond. I thought so. I thought so. Okay, we have here as well this lovely trailing set of leaves, which again, big fan of the leaves, we know that. Okay. Yeah, everyone's saying they can't love this plate enough. You're all right. It's fantastic. Now, I don't know how well you can see this. Can we see that? Yeah. So what we've got here is a peacock plume nail that I have stamped with our Creative Play Navy Brat, which is this one here. This is a really fantastic polish. If anyone hasn't got this, it stamps so beautifully. It's actually a perfect match for winter glow. Not winter glow, what am I talking about? The navy, come on guys. Winter nights. Winter nights. It's a really fantastic match for that when we're stamping, which is also really helpful. But what I've done there is stamped, and then I've used some chromes. Okay, they're actually chameleon chromes. I also have it on here in a different colourway. So this time I used Blackpool and Black and Forth. Can you see? And I've stamped that on. Little sneaky peek of something that's to come on another of these plates. But then I've gone over with our chameleon chrome pigments, and you'll see I've used several. So on Meg's I'd used 2, just to use the length of the nail and the fact those were the colours she wanted. But on here I've actually gone with 4 different chameleon chromes, so that as you move, that design is revealed. Now on Meg's nail, I'd left the original colour down one side and just done a reveal where the stamping was. That can look quite cool. Sometimes I'd stamp the whole nail and then just use a little bit of chrome on one side so you get sort of a fade into the design. But again, I will display that one for you tonight. Okay, we'll demo that one so you can see how it's done. Really straightforward and really, really effective, and you can have lots of fun with it. So we love straightforward and effective that we can have fun with. I know if you hop over to Fee's Instagram as well, again, she has done loads of these and they look great. This here, I've definitely seen stamped out, looks stunning. And the little heart here, I know Fee shared that today. It's going to be great for all sorts of occasions. It just is such a funky little heart. It looks great. So that was two of those on a red today, I think, that I saw. It just looked beautiful. So that's the second of Fee's plates. She's not done half bad, has she? Hey? Not bad at all. Oh, Della's done a tutorial as well. For those of you who don't know, actually, on the Sweet Squared website, there is a whole nail art gallery full of step-by-steps. As education ambassadors, we regularly come up with designs, submit them up to head office, and they put them on there for you, just so you've got some inspiration, guys. So go and have a look. I'm sure Fee, who is being kept really busy tonight, will helpfully post a link to that. But it's the Nail Art Gallery. So if you go and have a look at the Nail Art Gallery, you will find, hooray, you have loads of inspiration and loads of different nail art looks. And of course, a lot of it is technique that could be adapted and changed and switched around to be able to work in different ways and use in different colourways and with different products and with different stamping plates. So all the inspiration in the world there if you're short of any. Then we have this one, which is beautiful. Now, of all the 8 plates that arrived, this was the first one I got my little hands on and played with. And I used this section down here to stamp just a very basic white over a blue, just because it's so striking and it looked absolutely stunning. I love this for many reasons. I love it because we've got this beautiful edge, and you'll notice if you look on my Instagram again that I will use the whole section to give full coverage on some nails, but I do like to mix and match that with having some nails that have partial coverage with this beautiful edge on it. It's one of the reasons I'm a real fan of Fee's vintage lace plate, because we've got stunning edges on the lace. So that's just one reason I love it. Another is that when you pick up this design, again, you've got that fantastic opportunity to fill in the petals and some of the background sections, the leaves, whatever you want to fill in with your Creative Play polish while it's on the stamper, and then transfer that over and do that reverse stamping technique. So loads of possibility there to play with. But I know as well, Fee mentions in her blog, when you go and have a read of that, that she actually designed this in mind of being able to use foil. So I'm sure Fee will have a link to that tutorial at some point. But for now, it's all explained on her blog, which is fantastic. Hannah's finished her client. Well done, Hannah. Amazing. We're just looking through the plates, my love, so you've not missed a huge amount. Okay, now the last thing I like about this plate, we see all these little flowers. I'm trying to put it down so I'm not shaking it around too much, but maybe it's better when I do hold it up higher. What do we think? Is it better there? Maybe it is. So I love all these flowers. I love the fact we've got lots of different styles of flower. I particularly adore the hibiscus. Meg and I regularly through the summer will want to do hippie chick / beach nails. We've done stunning ones before with hibiscusy styles with all sorts, neons and tropical nails. So we've got loads of option there because we've got those amazing little star flowers, and all of these, everything on Fee's plates are hand drawn for you, which is just ace. And again, when you look at the blog, you'll see she had to get it tiny, and she always had to draw it in huge size so that it could be scaled down and printed correctly. So that's really awesome. This here is where I got the stars for this one. I think that's just super. I think it's great. Again, it's got all those lovely swirlies that I really like. Anything that I can plan across a nail. We're loving a feather at the moment. You'll see those pop up here and there. It all goes beautifully with this boho theme that I think is just bang on trend for the summer. I don't think you can ever go wrong with a bit of boho. And then look, it's almost like Tinkerbell went flying across the plate and off into the distance. How cool is that? Yeah, the feather, it absolutely is very Pocahontas. Oh, everyone wants to be a Disney character. I want to be a Disney character. I think Meg's mouthing at me that she's never watched Pocahontas. I clearly need to go to bad mum school. Sorry, Mini PT. I apologise. Okay, how do we stamp with foil? We will explain. All will be revealed, Louise. Do not worry. We will definitely show you how to get some foil on a nail when we're stamping, for sure. Okay. Now, Natalia, oh sorry, that last plate of Fee's, this one, was called Models of Magic. I was doing so well of telling you what they were all called. Models of Magic. So we had Fine Line Landscape, Artful Aperture, which had those fantastic spaces for the cabochons, and then Models of Magic is this one. Okay. We then have 3 more, this time from my esteemed colleague and CND sister and bootcamp sister, Natalia Altai, who is very talented also. So we're starting out with Wild Soul. I really hope I've got these round the right way. If not, I shall get slapped at some point, but that's fine. This is a great plate. It really is a great plate. So again, it's got a fantastic, oh dear, knocking the camera. It's got a fantastic edge on it, which we all know I love. But look at the detail in the middle here. Look at that. It's just superb. I love it. Those eyes just look at you. This is challenging you, look. It says make sure you do a really great design. But we've got so many beautiful dots and swirls and all sorts of amazing things. I'm going to upload a picture of a set I did with these. I have quickly thrown it together on a nail. It's not so superb on the nail, but it looks great on natural nails. But you can see again, a bit of reverse stamping. I had a play with that. But I just love all this edging. These are great, really great. And that in particular is so simple, but I've seen that being stamped just vertically down the nail, plain colour, stamped vertically down a nail, and it just looks stunning. It picks up beautifully. Really gorgeous. Are we loving that one? I think she's still online, so let's give a bit of love for Miss Natalia Altai, please. Mrs. Altai, are you around? Little slurp of coffee. Here we go. This one's a gift to all Leos. You see? I spotted that lion glaring at me. We are power. All the Leos who are born in August, we are power. All right. Love it. We've got many Leos on. If so, apparently, Wild Soul is your plate. You see, these are the little backstories I need, Natalia. Love that. Yeah, Fee's saying she loves the top part of the plate especially. I'm going to use that loads. I just think it's great. And I think it's one that would look really nice with an ombre type pickup. So several different colours of your chosen creative play. Run your little scraper plate across and pick it up. And you have that lovely ombre effect like we did last time. Okay, so that is our Wild Soul. Then Natalia created, I'm going to just duck my head under the desk so I don't get shot, the one that I instantly got it and went, this is my favourite plate in the whole collection. Sorry Fee, sorry Dee, but Namaste. Oh, so Namaste not only gives me this edge, but it does all the boho stuff. And it gives me leaves and more boho stuff. Oh, it's all tribal and boho and stunning and yes. Yes, was it you all say at school, Meg? Yes, lads. Doesn't sound right from me, does it? Dying now, aren't you? Mortified. God love her. The face on her is hilarious. But yeah, this is the most beautiful stamping plate. I love, 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 love it. Well done, Nat. You had a moment. It was a good one. Oh, it's just gorgeous. And I really like this. Going back to the stamping and putting some foil accent on it, I really like this to do a distressed foil effect. So again, if anyone's been peeping at Instagram today, you'll know I generally post up a few pickies before we start. Just throughout the day, just to give you an idea of what I'm going to do. Little spoilers, if you like. And I shared this here. Now, what I've done there is stamped once and stamped twice. And the second time, there's a bit of distressed looking foil on there. And we've got some matte top coat, because I absolutely love the matte top coat. Who else loves a bit of matte top coat? And I did it again with the leafy section at the bottom as well. Nowhere near as good under camera. Come on, flat background. Let's see if we can get that. You have to trust me that there's great images on Insta and on my Facebook page as well, actually. Here you go. This one was designed with the Boho Spirit collection in mind. Nice one, Nat. It's absolutely beautiful. It will be useful with autumn trends, especially as we've got those leaves. Absolutely stunning. She does an alright job, this Natalia, doesn't she? Got some talented, talented girls, I tell you. And then they send the blabbermouth to present it. I don't know. There we go. You love the green, Fee. Who would have guessed that Fee would love the green? Hey? She never likes anything green, our Fee. But yeah, look at that. Look at all the detail in there. Honestly, it got me. I just kept looking at it and looking at it and looking at it. There's so much detail in that. I love the swirls. I love it all. It's ace. So that is plate number 2. That's Namaste. Okay. We then have Element of Fire. Element of Fire is here. Okay. Now, Element of Fire, as well as having this amazing sunburst design here, which actually looks like, I don't know, I've seen a few people with a tattoo like that at the base of their back. And this has that amazing kind of tribal necklace type style effect going on here. This is where Nat will go, no, I had something else in mind for that, Gemma. Let's see what she says. I love this plate, but actually, again, I went for the less obvious and had a play with some of these tiny little details around the edge. I think these are fabulous. I love that we've got those. Anything that looks like a hand-painted swirl, it's all good with me. The arrow, yeah, Hannah spotted the arrow. I think the arrow's ace. And I love the little feather as well. I don't think this is going to show up because of the glitter. Oh no, maybe it is. Can we see? Little bit. There's the feather. Annalise online. Hey, Annalie. So yeah, absolutely loving this one for the tiny elements, actually. Bizarrely. That is my favourite part of it. I'm going to go around picking up little things. I like these here that drop. I think just picking those up even and adding a tiny, you know, speck of chunky of glitter or something else in those. It's just going to look fab. I like looking at all the little elements. The little triangle there, I think if we just take that and place that down an L, it's going to be brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So lots and lots and lots to play with there, lots to think about. That particular one, like I say, is Element of Fire. So Thank you, Nat. Amazing, amazing. We've got people looking forward to their nail mail already. So you should. So you should. Okay, last but not least, we have 2 designs from the lady herself, Dee. The first one is this here. Now, I posted an image the other day of this particular design, very, very subtly done for one of my ladies. She's in quite a corporate role. I think she's on. I spotted her earlier logging in. Steph, reveal yourself if you are. But we just did ripe guava, which, do you know, I absolutely love ripe guava. It's one of those I'd kind of forgotten about. Dug it out earlier this year. Oh, it's a beaut. And then we stamped over the top with Jammin' Salmon, which is this one here. Now, I've used that a couple of times in this tutorial, or these tutorials I'm doing this evening, so that's definitely worth having as well. I think it's a nice subtle one. Because just because we have clients in corporate jobs who need to be subtle does not mean they can't have nail art. Okay, we totally, totally can. So that was my first thing. I absolutely loved that. But oh, Dee has ticked all my boxes with lots of lovely shaped edges, lots of areas that we were able to paint and do reverse stamping on, all that stuff, all the good stuff. She's just stunning. And again, we've got these lovely swirls up here with the tiny little hearts. It's ace. So this is a favourite of mine also. I'm saying that about all of them. Oh, I'm like, who was it? Bruce Forsyth, wasn't it? When he was on Strictly and he just kept saying to everyone, you're my favourite. I am Bruce. Sorry, everyone. But no, it's true. I love this one too. I love them all. Thank God I got them all. But yeah, just gorgeous. So this is Polish Perfect. Oh, I love it. Love it. And last but not least, we have Dress to Impress. There's just too much going on here for me to even start. It's just fab. I love all these geometric pieces. They look fantastic. We've got some nice curved edges. Just so much to play with. Love, 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 love. But what I chose to do, again, I was trying to go with the less than obvious, was I went with the bag strap up here, okay? And just used that repeatedly and got this swirly, crazy design that looks almost like we've dropped a ball of string all over the nail. So you can see we've got banana clips, and then we have some eye blanked out, some black and forth, some silver as well, so we've got all that going on. Kirsty Alguna says she's had some great fun with this plate. Kirsty, have you posted anything on your Insta or anywhere? Kirsty's another education ambassador, guys, so go and find her, give her a follow. If she hasn't posted anything on her Insta, she needs to get her backside into gear now and race off and do it, because I've now told you all to go and have a look. But yeah, awesome. Oh, poor Ange is in New Zealand and can't get them yet. You do live in a beautiful country there, or do you live there, or are you out there on holiday? Out there on holiday, I guess. But you're in a beautiful country, so hey, you'll get them. Hopefully you'll get them at some point. Okay, this one here actually, I needed to refer back to our Polish Perfect plate. So what I've done here is I've used this section there with some hand painting. So my plan was to demonstrate a few different things for you this evening. I do just want to quickly show you each design, just to make sure that I'm barking up the right tree with what I'm going to show you. But my thoughts were, this evening we would have a look at some stamping using our chrome pigments as well, our chrome effect. These are actually our chameleon chrome effect pigments. I think a lot of people know now I just adore the chameleon chromes. Okay, so that's one that I was going to show you. Then this cabochon effect, I'm going to do this here so that you can see how that's done. This uses exactly the same principle. Are we happy with that? Okay. This here I wasn't going to demo. It is like I did last time. I've painted a base colour, which in this case was white, so cream puff. I've got a little bit of shellac in, I think this one was it Cerulean Sea or did I go Digiteal? Cerulean Sea and then Digiteal, I think those two were. So Cerulean Sea on first, just literally sponged it into place, cured it, then some Digiteal, sponged it into place, cured it. I've stamped with that brilliant Creative Play Navy Brat, and this glitter here, for those of you who are sharp-eyed, is our new Chantilly Iridescent, which is coming out soon. from Licente. Okay, just a little bit of an accent down there. Good evening, Lisa Smith. Gosh, we're getting everyone on tonight. So I wasn't going to demo that one, but it's super easy and I've explained how it's done. This one, ooh. Oh, terrible. Really not going to be able to see that, are we? Is that just looking a big blur, Meg? Oh, okay, so this might be a difficult one to demo if it's not showing now. We'll find out. The plan was to demo this, okay, which is hand painted and has some stamping too. You can probably see the stamping there, look. Some hand painting, but we will see whether we get round to that. This technique that uses double stamping, one of which we put some foil onto, going to demo that. Okay, so those who want to know how to use foil with their stamping, we're going to do it. Okay. Yep, and then these I will have links on Insta. There's already one for this and this. I'll post that later. That one, guys, is literally just pick up that little handbag handle from the Dress to Impress plate and stamp it and move it and turn it and stamp it, and yeah, easy peasy. Okay. I'm sorry to those of you who couldn't see the nude one. That might be a bit of a challenge, but we've got 3 to cover before then, so we won't go getting ourselves in too much of a tiz. But here are Mini PT's nails, all looking gorgeous and totally not matching. So we'll work with those. What are we going to do first? Let's see what everyone wants to see first. Do you want to see the cabochon first? Do you want to see this one? Cabochon or Chrome Effect Pigment? What are we going to do first? I'm going to let you choose. See what everyone says. So cabochon 1, pigment 2. I can see a request for pigment. I can just see a yes. Pigment. Okay. So we'll probably go with the chameleon chrome pigment. All right, so that particular one here, we used the plate of fees that had the stars on. I think our Mini PT's other hand, pretty sure we have some leaves. So we'll grab that plate. Although it could feather you. I know, we'll pick it up off Natalia's plate. Let's just shake it up a bit. Your OCD is just going to have to go wild because you won't match. Alright, so I'm going to use this Elements of Fire plate from Natalia. Okay, we've got this little feather here. Minnie, I'm going to move you slightly for a sec. Alright, just going to pick that design up onto my stamper and leave it to one side. And then we're going to have a little chat about Licente Layer It. Does everyone use Licente Layer It with their pigments? If you're not using Licente Layer It and you're having problems, that's probably the reason why. So got this nice little feather here. I'm going to give it a clean. Need to make sure that our plates are cleaned with Scrub Fresh and that they're nice and dry. Got a little paper to the side, I'll just give it a quick wipe. I haven't got any paper down today simply because last time Samantha thought the background being white didn't work. It was going to be... Take that. Looking for my scraping plate, I've moved it. She thought that the background being white was difficult for everyone to see, so if that's the case, then hopefully this will help. So here you'll see, I've picked that up. I've also got a little section there. You know when you make mistakes and you need to own up to them straight away? Right, if I was going to stamp this onto wet shellac, I would want to pick it up now and leave it to dry on the stamper, okay? Because this being dry, transferring onto wet shellac, would be absolutely the very best thing in the world. However, I'm actually going to be stamping it onto Licente Layer It that will have been cured. And Licente Layer It is a no wipe top coat, okay? And it will not have a tacky top film. So when this is dry and I'm trying to stamp it onto Licente Layer It with no tacky top film, that's going to be absolutely useless. So I'm going to clean that off. I'm going to reverse, pretend none of that ever happened, acknowledge that I've made a mistake on camera because, hey, do you know what? We all do. And I'm going to do what I should have done. So let's start this one now. Here we go. So I'm going to use my Lucente layer it. We make sure we've given it a bit of a shake. Then we drain off plenty of product from the wand and the brush. It's a huge brush, it's fabulous, but it does hold loads of product. Now when we're applying Lucente layer it for our chrome effect pigments, or our chameleon chrome effect pigments, we make sure, first of all, we try not to slap the child that's got dust on her nails and bits of fluff. It's alright, Minnie, if you leave nasty horrible lines and marks on my chrome effect pigment, I just will have to sulk about it. There we go. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is seal the extension edge. Now, it can be a good idea. Could you just pop your hand upside down for me, please, Meg? Thank you. It can be a good idea to do that from the underside. So literally coming in and sealing the extension edge like so. Not to get it underneath the nail, but just to make sure that extension edge is completely sealed, because the most common thing I hear is that people are struggling with pigment powders chipping from the extension edge. And that's most commonly because either the extension edge didn't have layer it on it, if the extension edge had a bulk of products on it, or that there's been no coverage of the top coat, or there's just, you know, it's been applied too bulkily. So we get this nice and thin, but we do need to make sure we've got an even coverage. I've got some lovely pictures of some neon pigments, some chrome effect pigments that I've had on my clients for weeks, and they've come back and they look amazing. Another common question we get is that it looks hammered. Can we see at this stage it looks textured and hammered? Yeah? Just clear a little bit there. It's out of the way. Now, Lucente layer it, when you first paint it, will have a little hammered textured sort of surface to it, but you can see right now it's self-leveling, so we need to make sure that we let that fully self-level before it goes into the lamp. If you don't, then when you come to put your powder on, you are going to have like a hammered metal effect, which, do you know what, that's cool. If you want a hammered metal effect, go for it, that's fine, you can put it in when it's not level. But if you want a lovely smooth glossy finish, you need to just let those little sections flatten out, okay? I'm going to get Minnie PT to pop her hand to one side while we just wait for that for a sec. Once you're happy that it's level and it's flattened, and it only takes 30 seconds or so, then that hand can go into the lamp. Okay. Now once layer it's cured, then you're able to apply your chameleon chrome pigments. Okay. For this particular design, we're going to stamp first, then apply our pigments, of course. But these are what I've got here. So when I applied to this nail, we used 4. Okay. You can see I've blended them into each other to get this ombre effect. Alright. I'm actually just going to use 2 today because Mini PT's nails are not as long as a Colourpop. Now, when you come to apply your pigment powders, you need to do it very, very, very sparingly. This is another reason we see that perhaps sometimes they're experiencing challenges with the powders. It needs to go on so sparingly that this stuff lasts forever. I think the only way I'll ever run out of these is if I drop one, because just the tiniest amount gives that beautiful effect. Okie dokie. Now that my my layer is curing, I can now look at picking up the design that we're going to use. So as I was saying before, when we're stamping, 9 times out of 10 I actually like to pick up my design and leave it on the stamper to dry, because if we're stamping onto a wet surface, then whatever we've picked up, if it's dry, just transfers like a dream. But Lucente Layer It is a tack-free top coat, so it doesn't have a tacky top film for the dry creative play to bond to. So for that reason, I'm going to have to work with a wet design. Okay, so I'm going to want to take the hand out, pick up the design and place it onto the nail while it's still wet. Okay, got our feather here. I've already cleansed my plate with Scrub Fresh. Just going to bring this down, she says. Hope I've done that neatly enough. And pick up. Now any pieces I don't want, I'm going to go in there with my lint roller, take them out. Okay, and then we've got our piece here. Okay, and the great thing with the halo stamper, of course, is that we can line up and see where we're placing it. Okay, now you may or may not be able to see that on there. You just about see it. So this is where our clients look and go, well, what was the point of that? I can't see anything. And then you get the big reveal when we go in with the Chrome Effect pigment powders. Okay, and I love, love, love the chameleon ones in particular because they're just so beautiful and they change when you place them onto different backgrounds. They just look stunning. I'll put the lids back on my bottles because we're being good. And behave well because I know Fee's watching me. Can't be slovenly and have stuff everywhere. I'm going to make her swear now, but I can't do a Jenny Smith and knock an entire pot of pigment everywhere either because I know I've been warned about that one, haven't I, Jen? Righto. Okay, so when we're using our pigment powders, you'll see I've got the lids here. There's actually a nice amount of pigment in this lid already. There's a little bit of a residue there, and it's a tiny nail I'm working with. That one probably doesn't have as much. So I'm just going to use an eyeshadow applicator. Now, I really like these ones. Rather than being sponge as in an open sponge, they are like a microfiber sponge. Favourite thing to use. But I'll get a little bit of the powder. I'm going to pop it into the lid, tap off the excess. So there really is a very, very, very small amount on there. Can we see that? And then we're always going to start from our extension edge and just work in little circular motions up the nail. So that our design reveals itself. Can we see it starting to reveal? Hopefully you can see that. Mini PT's peering into the iPad because there's a slight time delay. She has to wait to see whether you can see it. Now remember to pull back the sidewalls, get into the sidewalls, make sure that all of your colour is covered. But super, super thin application. We really don't want to be having a bucket load of powder on here super thick because that could potentially lead to chipping. We do have a perfecting powders class. Hopefully Fee can post a link to that because I know that students really, really benefit from having a day of playing with powders with us, and we show you different techniques. But to get the best out of your powders, the Licente Perfecting Powders class is really, really helpful. Okay, again we're going in with our second one now. I'm just going to overlap slightly with my last colour, just to get that little ombre effect, work up towards the cuticle line. But what we don't want to do again is dump a load of pigment into the cuticle area. So I'm just dragging that last bit, there's next to nothing left on my applicator, dragging that last bit up there so that we don't have a huge excess of product. Was it Creative Play that I stamped with? Yes, it absolutely was. I used Creative Play in Navy Brat. I really like that to stamp over any of my midnight blue polishes, whether it's Midnight Swim, Winter Nights, Peacock Plume, which is what I'm using here, just because it disappears, and then when you go in with your chrome, you get the big reveal. You see our feather there? It's our Natalia's little feather on her plate, on her Elements plate. Ah, Kirsty is teaching it tomorrow, teaching the Licente Perfecting Powders class. Amazing. Love it. You're going to have a really creative, super fun day tomorrow, guys. Okay. And that's it. As simple as it gets. So I would then, if you have one available, get a wipe or a makeup sponge. Again, if you can get this type here, I really don't know whether you can see that. But that microfiber sponge where you don't have too dense. We have, sorry, a more dense type of sponge rather than the ones with the open holes in them, because it doesn't hold the powder in, it just sits on the surface. But you can polish it up, get the excess off. You can actually get a hands down pad, plastic back pad, Give that a little dust off. What we don't want is a load of powder all around the edges because we like to get a really good seal. We'll go in with our top coat. I really like Original. We're going with Original top coat. Dug this one out of my teaching kit earlier. You know those times when you look and you go, that top coat's a little bit low and I've got to go and do a live. Sweet squared order to do tomorrow. I'm low on Scrub Fresh and Disperse as well. That's never good. That'll shock half the team because I normally have enough stuff in my house to kit out half the education team. But I've let my stocks get low, everyone. Shock horror. Now you'll notice I sealed the extension edge first again. Again, I don't want a thick rim of product, so I'm sealing the extension edge first, and I'm taking really great care to make sure that I'm covering all areas of pigment. Do not want to miss anything, and I'm going to rotate this in the light to make sure I haven't missed any areas. If I need to go in, I can just have a little float over. We're not dragging the brush anywhere. And again, I could have turned the nail upside down if I'd have wanted to, just to make sure that I've got that seal on the end right. Okay, but yeah, you should be able to see a lovely green to blue ombre. Do we like that? Honestly, these chameleon chromes are super, super, super fun. It is on my list of things to do. I did say to Rachel at head office that I'd do this at some point, but to do a bit of a chrome session where I have a bit of a, not live necessarily, but perhaps a little video, just a really short one, just to show you a few little different techniques that I like to do with chromes, because it's something that I really love. I just think there's so many great effects you can get from the chromes. So yeah, would everyone like that? If there's any common sort of questions that you have about chromes that you just think you'd like to see something, then give me a shout, and if I get the chance, I'll see if I can put a video together. Sarah Mars online, hey, how you doing? Lots and lots and lots of education ambassadors online tonight, everyone, so if you do want to chat, say hi to any of them, and make them work on their night off. I'm sure they'd love that. Okay, so that was look number one. Like I say, I did that also here in Blackpool. So that was a Blackpool base. I've then stamped with the Black and Forth, and then used 4 different chrome effect, chameleon chrome effect pigments. Yeah, so you can see 1, 2, 3, 4. Exactly the same process. Super, super fun. Alright, and as we said earlier, Mini PT's nail here, I actually just used the chrome on the one side and then it fades in, so you've just with the base colour on the other side. Can you see that? So where the pattern is, I've put the chrome on, and then when you come around to the other side, plain nail. Cool, huh? Okay. I know the next thing everyone's desperate to see is our cabochon. Is that a fair comment? I think we all want to have a look at that. This is the plate that, like I said earlier, just keeps on giving. A completed cabochon here on Mini PT's other hand. Just super, super fun. I think the first time I ever saw the cabochon technique was Jenny Smith. As with so many things, Jenny Smith just inspires the world. We love her. Hey, Jenny. Hope you're still on. Let's hope so, eh? Because I've just paid her a massive compliment. If she's not, she's going to be kicking herself. She could have lapped that one up. But yeah, Jenny did this cabochon technique ages ago using different bits and pieces, and I just went, oh my gosh, that's amazing. And Fee's designed this plate, and it lends itself perfectly to the cabochon effect. It's superb. Okay, so Mini PT's mouthing something to me, which I thought was really important, but it's not. It's just her repeatedly mouthing the word cabochon over and over again. So she has a similar love for this word to you, Fee. I'm going to put a gag on her and a face mask so that I can't see her move. She's distracting me. Mini PT! What was that whole don't speak, don't move, don't do anything, do as you're told? Yeah, she now looks like Cousin It. She's got her hair across her face. I'm not going to show you because it involves moving the camera, but yeah. Daft. Okay, cabochon effect. So again, I'm starting here with CND Shellac in Peacock Plume. Who loves a bit of Peacock Plume? Seriously, if you don't have peacock plume in your collection, it's a beaut. As one would expect, with it having peacock in its name, you've got those amazing shimmers of teal through this just absolutely stunning peacocky blue. Oh, it ticks all my boxes. I love it. Okay. I've now finished my cold coffee. Oh, you know you're nervous when you're drinking cold coffee. But yeah, cabochon effect. Super, super easy. So, as you can see on mini PTs of the hand, we have used this one here. You could use any of them. Same effect. I've got Creative Play in I Blanked Out. Just move you back for a sec, mini PT. There we go. I'm just going to pick that design up. Make sure I've cleansed my plate first, because I'm a good girl. That's what we do. Okay, dry it off a little bit on some tissue if we need to, because we're impatient. Okay, and we're going to go in with our eye blanked out, pull down and pick up. There we go. Look how beautifully that picks up. I did that one-handed, just saying. If ever anyone wants a plate that picks up nicely, he's your fella. He's a good one. Okay. Now the bits that we don't need, I've got my lint roller for. Favourite piece of kit ever. Super, super expensive. You need to spend, yeah, £52 on Sweet Square. I'm joking, I'm joking. IKEA, Primark, wherever you like. Nice cheap shops, amazing. So you're going to roll that one over the sections you don't want to remove. There we go. We don't want these, so we're going to remove them. Can we see that? There's a little speck there, I want rid of that. Okay. Best piece of kit ever. That and a white tile from B&Q to use as a palette. Although, let's be honest, this gets used as a palette far too much. A little cleanse, get out of the way. Now, this nail should still have a lovely tacky top film on it, so this can be dry. So I've left that on my stamper, absolutely fine. And we're going to line that up. You can see we've got the ability to line this up so we can get a really nice position. Well, we can when we haven't got a clamp in the way that holds our camera. Which means I can't really see what I'm doing, but you know, we're doing all right considering. It's only slightly off centre. There we go. Now the beauty of the cabochon, I think, is combining it with a matte background, just because not only do you get that sparkly finish, but you get a real contrast as well. Because you've got the lovely shiny sparkly finish and then this fantastic matte background. But you don't specifically have to use matte top coat, it's not essential. I, as a rule of thumb, will stick matte top coat over just about anything. I think a lot of people know that now. Okay, so we're going to top coat this. The beauty of this one is it is really easy, really simple to do, and so effective. Now the glitter that I've used for this one is Sweetie Pie Multi Glitz Glitter, but you could use so many different colours, so many different techniques, and so many different glitters. Love, love, love. I'm having a bad vibro night tonight. I keep losing my words. So if anyone hears me here and there saying something and thinking Gemma just nearly lost her teeth, sounds like I need to put my teeth in. That's probably why. There we go. So nice application of top coat and into the lamp. Okay. Would make a super cat's eye. It would. There's all sorts of things you could do with this as well. So there's so many different colours you could combine. Cat's eye's a really interesting one actually. I need to go and have a look. I love it. Auntie Kathy said earlier that she loves you, and if I gag you, she will come and rescue you. Yeah, there's me. That's my other brilliant parenting moment there. Not only have you never seen Pocahontas, but I'm threatening to gag you and put a mask on you on Facebook Live. Ah well. You've not heard the word cabochon before, Gillian? Oh, I love that word. Fee's loving it as well. I think we're going to have to count afterwards how many times she's typed it in caps. Okay, so I'm just going to make a little glitter paste now, ready to use for this. I'm going to use a little dot of Lucente Layer It. That's actually a big dot of Lucente Layer It. I'm going to mix some of this in with it. Oh, you'll see, I have many nail art tools in my life, but my good old trusty probe end of my curette gets used for so many different things. It's going to get used for this in a minute. It gets used for many things. As a rule, we don't ever want to use more than, say, 30% pigment or glitter to top coat when we're mixing, or to gel if we're mixing with gel as well. We just don't want to overload. Look at me trying to find a nice little scoop. Oh, the best scoop in the world. Okay. There we go. What I do is put it so it's part in the Lucente Layer It and then part out, so I can just mix and see when I've got this texture that I'm looking for. Don't want it to be too dry. I want to have a nice amount, but I don't want it to be runny either. And I don't need a huge amount, so I can introduce a little of each to give myself a nice combination. Okay, and then you make yourself a lovely glitter paste, which is just superb. Can we see? Now take the nail out. We're just going to remove our tacky top film from our matte nail. Mini PT was too busy looking at the iPad then and forgot to place. Okay. Now something that I did at one point when I was being horribly impatient was I tried to paint on my cabochon a fraction too early when we'd still got some disperse, some isopropyl alcohol floating around on the nail, and it really doesn't work. It just dissolves, or not dissolves, but it sends your glitter paste just flooding everywhere, and you want it to stay in its correct place. It needs to behave and do as it's told. So it's really important that you make sure the nail is dry. That's why I've just gone over with a dry pad. Just a dry hands down pad is all I've done. I'm going to get my Lucente D2. There's no rule to this. You could use a dotting tool. I know some people prefer to. Absolutely fine. I really love my D2. I use it for loads of things. I'm going to pick up a bead, okay, of our glitter paste. I'm going to place it and roll to take my brush out. And of course I've accidentally got some on the nail, which is not what we want to do, but I can go in and just clean that off in a little while. Okay, so picking up some glitter paste, just pulling it forward. Have I managed to not swear again? I think I have. Last time, which was of course my first live for Sweet Squared, I spent most of my time just horrified at the prospect of me or my delightful 13-year-old accidentally dropping some horrendous swear word live on Facebook, and we managed. We're doing all right, PT. High five. No high five. You can't wreck this nail. Okay, where I just slightly spilled over here, I want to make sure that doesn't go shiny. So I'm just getting my Lucente G1 brush, tiny spot of disperse on it, and just tapping it onto the tissue to drain out all the excess. But I'm just going to gently wipe where I nudged that piece out of the way, just so that I know I'm not going to end up with a shiny patch. Okay, and this one can go in. Oh my word, nail royalty is watching. Good evening, Gigi. Everyone give the Queen of Nails a little nod, please. Gigi Rouse is online. Meg just got super excited, started drawing hearts in the air, Gigi. She was mouthing at me, "Honey's online!" We love Gigi. Okay, what does everyone want to see next? Because believe it or not, that nail that we just did doesn't even need to be wiped. What, I hear you cry? It does not need to be wiped. Why does it not need to be wiped? Because the little cabochon we created was created using Lucente Layer It, which is a no-tack top coat, which does not need wiping. Whoop whoop! Oh, gotta love anything that can speed things up a bit in the salon, hey ladies. Love it. Well, and gents, apologies. Okay, I now need to know what everyone wants to see next. Are we thinking this fella here with the foil? Yeah, so what we've done here is double stamped. We've got some stamping and then some stamping again using some foil. Do we want to see this one next? I think that's a plan. There we go. All right, so we have here Mambo Beat. Who loves Mambo Beat? No word of a lie, Mambo Beat. Oh, for me, love this colour. This was for me the lobster roll of last year. So lobster roll has been a go-to colour for my clients for years. Then last year, CND gave them the gift of Mambo Beat, which is fantastic because it bridges that gap between, say, lobster roll and electric orange. Some of my ladies wish they were brave enough for electric orange and they're not quite there, but Mambo Beat was their saviour. And then this year, it's been all about Offbeat, which is the lobster roll of the year. For some reason, my battery is dying very fast on my phone and we're now at 20%, so let's hope that's not going to continue to drain so fast. Otherwise, Mini PT is going to be running fast for a long charger. Okay, we're going to look at this design, however, while we still have got some battery, because I said we'd do about an hour and a half, so we're getting there, we're getting there. Okay, now could you just hold that there for me so everyone can see while I'm working what we're looking to achieve. Alright, see if we can zoom in a bit more for you. Oop, without shaking the camera too much. We're going to use an Italia's plate that I said was my instant favourite. The minute I saw them I just thought this was beautiful. Namaste. It'll be the last one I turn over to, won't it? Of course it is. There we are. And I'm using this section at the top here. So you'll see I've double stamped. We've got a very faint background here and then another stamp there. So I'm going to start with our Creative Play Jammin' Salmon. Okay, what's this one here? Good old iPhone, honestly. There's me with a nice chunky battery before I start, and it's down at 20%. Gotta love Apple, but come on, sort out the charge issues. There we go. So I'm going to pick that design up. Okay, now you'll see I haven't got the edge, that's fine. I'm actually looking for once in my life, and I never ever do this, to use the straight edge, because when I've stamped this, I've actually stamped it, first and foremost, the background to halfway, but at an angle, using that straight edge. That's what I'm looking to do here. So Mini PT, if I can borrow your nail, thank you. I'm going to get a little angle here. Again, it's brilliant because I can see the positioning. And we're just going to stamp that down. And this is a lovely little subtle background, so the beauty of this is it's not the end of the world if it's not 100% perfect. So, so subtle. Again, G1 brush. Press down any loose sections. Make sure that they're sitting nice and flat. Oh, bless, Mini PT's yawning her head off. She's going to hate me for saying that. She'll just lose any street cred she had at all. Okay, and these little loose sections, can you see between the nail and the surrounding skin? I actually want to break the bond between those before I go into top coating, simply because they are potentially going to mean that I can't get a really good seal with my top coat. So again, my precision probe tool, Gigi put me onto the precision probe tool, everyone. It is my most used tool, I'd say. Okay, just going around and making sure there's no sections that are joining. Annoyingly enough, there's still a bit of glitter on this. That was clever, wasn't it? There we go. Now, because I love matte top coats and this look that I've put together, getting ready to pass the colour pop up. It's the Namaste plate, everyone. The colour pop that I've done, you can see, has got a real distressed look. I've used matte and I've used the foil to give this kind of distressed finish. Alright, so I'm actually going to top coat our first layer with the matte top coat, our shellac matte top coat. I've got a lot of love for matte top coat, you've probably noticed that, everyone. we need to make sure we're covering all areas, because once I've done this, I do need to wipe over, and I don't want any areas that I've stamped to come away. A bit like with our powders, we need to make sure that we've got really good coverage. And then a really annoying piece of glitter there. So I'm just going to gently nudge him out of the way. It's always male if it's trouble, ladies. Sorry to any gents watching, but it's true. If it's a naughty bit, it's he. There we go. I was taught at a very young age from a very lovely lady that if it's got tyres or testicles, it's generally trouble. So yeah, if a nail is causing me trouble, that's true. There we go. That one can go in. Feels like namaste in bed. But yeah, the namaste plate. Let's give our namaste plate a clean. Look after her. She's a good one. Again, useful, well behaved, lovely, female. Just have a little tidy up of my workspace while Meg's in the lamp. Has anyone got any questions or anything else that they desperately want to see before we finish this evening? So I wouldn't want to leave anyone with any questions. Obviously we're going to cover off the foil now, I've said that, so that's cool. I'm just cleaning off my stamper. Again, lint roller, makes easy work of it. Okay. Shake my next bottle. I'm so going to have to read back through all the comments. There's so much I have not seen. Okay. There we go. Meg's shaking her head at the fact that you want to see her pretty face. Absolutely not, she says. She has cleansed all her face, no makeup on. She's refusing. We'll post a picky. We'll post a picture. Okay, so I'm removing the tacky top film. We need to make sure we get it all off. I know that sounds obvious, but it's super important that we get every last trace off because of what we're about to do next. Okay, now in order to get our stamp design using the foil, we need something that foil is going to attach to. Lucy's asked a great question. I am going to answer your question, Lucy, in a bit. I'm going to let Fee add to that as well. Because Fee will no doubt have favourites too. I shall answer you in a little while. I'm just going to carry on with this first. Alright, so we have our stamp design here. What does foil attach to? If we're using foil, we normally attach to a foil adhesive. Well, in that case, this is going to be something potentially that we're not able to do. Or in the case of using foil with shellac, we use our shellac tacky top film. So now that we have a nail that is complete, we've removed the tacky top film, okay, we are able to stamp a design with shellac onto the nail. We need to make sure that we mask off the skin or that we remove from the stamper anything that's not going to go onto the nail, because we don't want to get shellac all over the skin unnecessarily. It's just not needed. And then when we've cured that, it's going to give us a tacky film just where the design is so that we can pop the foil on, okay? I love the fact that Fee already has a link somewhere to her favourites. I just knew that was going to be the case. Fee, you're so organised. We bow down to you. Okay. So I've cleansed my plate. I'm cleansing it again because, you can never be too clean. And I'm going to use Blackpool. Okay. The reason I used Blackpool is I liked that really antique-y look where you could see some of the Blackpool coming through with the foil. Yeah, it just looked a little bit like it had gone through the mill. The great thing about using shellac is that we don't have to worry about it drying. So we haven't got to work quite so quickly. We can work it into the plate. All right, you see that okay? Now Tracy Ann's on. Hi, Tracy Ann. Okay, and then we're going to scrape in several different directions, if you're me, just to make sure we've got it in. Okay. Clean our stamper, our scraper. Get our stamper. Okay. And roll and lift. You see that? This is why we need my white background now. Let's grab something. There we are. Hopefully you can see that. Yeah? There's a piece of glitter on the underside of my stamper. It's not actually on the stamper, it's underneath, inside. Can everyone see that clearly? Yeah? Now that's just sat there. It's not drying because it's shellac. So until that goes into the lamp, it is doing nothing. But we need to make sure that we remove what we don't need. You can use the liquid latex stuff. You can use micropore tape. Micropore tape. That's the medical tape, isn't it? You can use that around the skin to mask the skin off. Or in the case of having neither of those available, you can see which part of it you want to use, and then you can just remove the rest from the stamper. You can use your roller, your lint roller. I find actually that the lint roller doesn't behave so well with shellac to remove it. So you can just get a wet pad with some disperse on and remove it that way. Mini PT, I need to borrow your hand again to see which paste I'm using. Okay, line it up. Because I can't really see what I'm doing, I'm bound to end up getting some on the skin because that is just the law, isn't it? But that's not the intention. The intention is that when I can see what I'm doing, I absolutely don't go smudging it all over the skin. We've not done a bad job. So anything that does go onto the skin, we get our Licente G1 brush, dampened with some disperse, tap it on the paper just so that we haven't got a huge excess in the brush. We don't want it to flood the nail. And we can clean off any excess before it goes into the lamp because we don't want to cure the bits we don't need onto the nail or onto the skin. Make sure there's any bits of fluff out of the way. Okay, can we see that clearly? I think we can. I keep going to rub here, but that's like a little graze that Meg's got on her finger. There we are. And then we just cure that in the lamp for 2 minutes. Oh, I've got that dreaded 10-minute warning, not 10 minute, 10% battery warning on my iPhone. How dull. But you know, we are coming up for 22 minutes past 9. We said an hour and a half. It's not bad going. There we are. So yeah, favourite colours for stamping. I have essentials that I could not be without. I've mentioned some this evening that I really love just because they're a little bit different. Things like Jam in Salmon gives you that really subtle look. For bold finishes, I couldn't be without my Black and Forth, my I Blanked Out, of course. Navy Brat I've mentioned, again I use that an awful lot. I absolutely could also not be without Let's Go Antiquing. I know that's a favourite of these as well. And Polish My Act too. I think those are really great. So if you're going to start out, then they're really fantastic ones to have. There's various berry shades I love. There's some fantastic bold blues. For stamping, these are my must-haves. But there are many, many more that I have for a range of colours so that when I'm doing reverse stamping, I can fill in petals, leaves, etc. But yeah, if you had to get a starter kit for picking up and transferring of, say, 5 or 6, I would say it would have to be Polish My Act, Let's Go Antiquing, I Blanked Out, Black and Forth, Navy Brat, and then another colour of your choice that's there just because you love it. Okay, hope that answers your question. Alright, we then have our foil. Okay, now, as I said before, because the black is the only area that is tacky at this stage, because we took the tacky top film off the design underneath and the polish underneath, we are absolutely fine to press this on and it will just attach to the black, which is great. You will hear from time to time we say to just wipe over the back of a foil with some disperse. I sometimes do this, I'm going to confess, I don't always, I still get great results. But I'm going to mention it because that's what we should do. Alright. Natalia is totally right as well. You'll notice that when I picked it up, I didn't transfer it down straight away. I faffed around, I checked, I removed the areas I didn't need. Leaving the shellac on the stamper for that short amount of time just allows those solvents to evaporate more, which means they thicken up slightly, the polish thickens up slightly, and it just works better. Now I love hands down pads as well. If we're going back into things I love, yes, we mentioned earlier, I love my precision probe, but gosh, I love these guys as well. They're amazing. There we go. Let me see. And then the reason that this looks so distressed, she says, the reason this looks so distressed is because I went in with a second coat of the matte top coat to seal that foil in. Can you see how it just changes it to give it that sort of dull foil effect and make it really matte? Yeah, so we lose that shiny effect to the foil. So this is it here before it's been top coated again with matte, and this on the Colourpop here is after I've given it that second top coat with matte. Okay, I'm not actually going to do that for a second. I'm going to let Megan run at top speed and try and find a long charger lead. There'll be one in my room, down the side of the bed. There will be one in your room, probably about 15 in your room. That's why no one can have a fine one. There might be one in the lounge. Let's see if she can get a charger lead. In fairness, we are now at 9:25, so I think we have done really well. And we're coming up towards an hour and a half anyway. But was there anything else anyone wanted to ask or see? Any burning questions that anyone's got for a whole load of education ambassadors that are currently online? Oh, she has the longest lead in the world. God love you, Megan Denise. Well done. Maybe I shall start cursing that I've used her middle name on live. Right, the camera's about to get a jiggle, everyone. If this will go in when it's on my stand. And we have power. Oh, this accessory may not be supported for the first time ever in its life. What indeed. That cable's always worked forever. Looks like it's working now, I think. I don't know. Oh, I can see Natalia's giving advice. This is all good. So basic stamping advice, really, really good points. So, most common problems I have with stamping, I've actually had a couple of people that have been on some of the Facebook groups, and, do you know what, shall I say hi? Let's just come off here now. I'm probably red in the face because I'm wearing a cardi and all that. So, let's finish off with saying hi. So yeah, the most common problems we've seen mentioned on the groups and stuff are people saying they're having difficulty picking the designs up. I had this. I really, really struggled at one point actually because I wasn't getting complete designs. There were bits missing. It just didn't quite look right. And I was getting really, really cross. So I discovered that I was making several mistakes. I spoke to Kirsty Gammon. So if Kirsty Gammon's online, hi. But we went and worked an event together, and I went, right, you've got to have a word with me because I'm getting really cross with this stamping malarkey and I need to get it nailed. So she sat with me for about 3 minutes and it just clicked in my head. The most common things I was doing that were causing me problems were, first and foremost, I was trying to paint my polish onto my stamping plate too precisely, which was too slow, so the solvents were evaporating too quickly, and then when I went to roll my stamper across, it was too dry to pick up nicely, so I was getting some of the detail, perhaps the bigger pieces where there was more polish in those sections, but I wasn't getting the smaller areas where they'd dried already. So that was the primary problem that I had. Another was that I was pressing down far too hard with my stamper, so that was kind of squooshing the design out of the grooves in the plate and not picking up evenly. Then when I came to transfer the design, I was quite often transferring it wet onto the nail, where actually if you're transferring onto shellac and you've got a tacky top film to transfer to, it works really, really well to actually have a dry design to transfer across. So that made a huge difference too. God, there must be loads of different things, but it was just that real, like, clicking in my head of making sure that I cleanse my plate, that all the solvent has evaporated out of my plate, so if there's any scrub fresh left in there, don't be putting paint on because it's going to repel, the scrub fresh is going to repel the paint. So it was just all those things of getting that paint on there quick onto a clean dry plate, scraping really fast once, even though it looked like there was a residue of polish over, I thought that meant that would pick up, it didn't. Pressing gently, just literally rolling it with hardly any pressure at all, and it picked up beautifully. Then transferring it by rolling it over. It really, really, I hope that's going to help. There's been a few people that have said this on the groups, and I've said, if you're in South Warwickshire, come and see me, have a cup of tea, and just come and meet my Dachshunds. I've got 2 little sausage dogs that sit quite happily in here, and I'll sit and just do half an hour with you. And I've done that for a couple of people, and literally within 10 minutes they've gone, oh, I'm so daft, and they've got it. So genuinely, if you're struggling, try what I've just said. If you are near South Warwickshire, give me a shout. You know, I'd happily see you. It wouldn't matter to me. If you bring me a bottle of Prosecco, even better. But otherwise, come and see us at the shows. We're at the shows, we're doing demos, and also we do have the Yours Put Your Stamp on It workshop, which not only will teach you how to pick up and do basic designs, but it will also help you to master some more advanced techniques that perhaps you think are way beyond your wow, what's the word I'm looking for, Meg? Come on, it's been an hour and a half. My brain's switched off. But yeah, perhaps beyond your abilities. Yeah, everyone's laughing now. You can all laugh. Fibro brains clicked in. Yeah, okay. But yeah, so if you think that something's way beyond your abilities and it's involving stamping, I can promise you, chances are it's way, way simpler than you think it is. But the Put Your Stamp on It class is absolutely great. It's available all across the country with different education ambassadors. I am currently off work. For those of you in South Warwickshire, I'm really, really sorry because I am recovering from my operation. You've got the absolutely phenomenal Kate Taylor, who's only about 40 minutes from me, and other education ambassadors are really not that far. Lisa's not that far. There's so many of us all around the country, and it's such a great fun day. But I will be back, and I will be teaching, and I look forward to seeing you all again. So from Mini PT and me, it's been lovely to see you all, and I hope to see you again. I didn't swear, so hopefully they'll have me again. And yeah, enjoy your beautiful new Yours plates. Night night.